Hey everybody, I'm Justin Bone.
And I'm Mike Val.
And this is the Bone and Zano Zone, where we are always on the lanes, off the charts, and on the mic. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Bone and Zano Zone podcast, presented by BuddiesProShop.com. How are we doing tonight, Mike?
Well, Justin, considering you're home, and we know how that works out, not too bad. Your internet is terrible, but we're going to work around this tonight and have a good 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, we try. We know it has a little bit to be desired when it's at home, but we're going to do what we can here.
Yeah, we'll make the best of it here. So how has your Wednesday been?
The Wednesday's been pretty productive. And a couple of things that I had to get done at home. So I was able to get those done over the holiday break.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been pretty good.
You know what I did this? You know what I did this evening?
What did you do?
Well, as I was waiting for dinner to cook, I was watching the greatest of all time Bowl League tonight.
Walter Ray?
I was watching Walter Ray Bowl League tonight. He streams it every Wednesday to his personal Facebook page. And I was watching Walter. He bowls with Fancy and some other guy in the Villages down in Florida. And Walter, I only caught the first 4 frames. He had 6-2, 6-2, 9 spare, 6-2.
Lots of 6-2s.
A lot of 6-2s, and they weren't the makeable 6-2s. Those were the ones with the red circles around the 6s. So
that's not good.
No, not good for Walter. So maybe he's working on some stuff, whatnot. But it was kind of fun watching Walter Bowl League tonight.
Interesting.
Yeah, so let's start it up. So what's up in Wichita as we normally open up our show? And I know you haven't been in Wichita, but Wichita's been in the news lately. So what's been going on in Wichita, bud?
Yeah, so I mean, basically what's been going on in Wichita, one of our topics for tonight, college bowling in Vegas. That's been kind of what we had going on this past couple of, I'll say last week, because we've been home for a little over a week now, bowling 2 college events out in Las Vegas, the Glenn Carlson Las Vegas Invitational and the South Point League Shootout. We finished 5th through 8th in the first one, lost around 8 in a best of 5 in Game 6 by 1 pin.
Saw that.
Yep. That was a pretty good match. We might be able to pull up some highlights from that. And then we were able to win the second tournament, which was pretty exciting as well.
So that's win number 2 for the year, 3 for the year for the Shockers. Or am I off? Am I way
5.
off? I'm sorry.
5. We were 4 for 5.
Okay.
So now we're 5 for 7.
Not bad. It's a pretty good winning percentage right there.
No.
So what?
Go ahead.
So the 2 events there. So the one that you won, was it a blowout or was it
So it was bowl a bunch of games qualifying, or bowl so many games of qualifying, and then they cut to the top 16, bowled, and then it was 3 out of 5 Baker match play. After that, won the first match in 5, really close match, and then lost the second match in Game 6.
So now you've been out there with, you said 7 events so far this year. So if you had to pick one school that can give you guys a run for the money for the national championship, who do you think it is?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. There's a few. St. Ambrose is one of them. McKendree's one of them. McKendree beat us at one of the tournaments that we didn't win. St. Francis is a sleeper team from Illinois.
Okay.
That's a team that beat us. Pikeville is going to be a sleeper team this year. They won the other tournament that we bowled. Weber, another one.
Obviously, they're always there.
Yep, we got a little bit more of a taste of what a bunch more teams are at these events. These were a little bit bigger events with some more teams from across the country. Indiana Tech, we haven't competed against them yet, but they very recently just won their first Tier 1 out in Pennsylvania.
The Quaker, I think it was, right?
Yes, their first Tier 1 in program history. So can't count that team out either.
No, there's a lot of talent. I know a lot of the kids are local from here in Jersey and PA that are out there, so that's a pretty good program out there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that there's a couple of them. I think there's a handful, and I mean, it goes to show in like the best of 5 or best of 7 format, whatever team's got it momentum, got it ball reaction wise. Whatever team performs the best is going to win.
As I think with anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice stuff. So when's the next event for Wichita? I mean, I know you're going to trials, but when are you back putting on the yellow and gold? I'm sorry, the black and gold for Wichita.
We will be back in action in Addison or Chicago on the 15th and 16th of January, and then we start back up, I believe, the 18th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So that was the What's Up in Wichita segment, and we always look forward to What's Up in Wichita.
Yeah, and we can actually check out some of that exciting match that we lost in the round of 6. I think it was a pretty interesting match, to say the least.
Yeah, I saw some clips of it. It was pretty good. So, yeah, let's pop that stuff up here.
Yeah, let me grab it real quick.
You take your time, bud.
Hey, thanks.
It's not like waiting for the last minute to pull clips, you know?
You what?
It's not like waiting for the last minute to pull a clip or anything.
No, I had it up.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go.
So it's 239 to 237 if both of them strike out. Their anchor bowler gets the first one. Spencer gets the first one. 9 spare is a winner, or strike 9 is a winner.
Can you pull that up to make that on the main screen here?
Oh, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. There we go.
All right. 239, 237 max scores. He gets the first one. This is game 1 in the round 8.
By the way, that kid throws it really well.
Yeah, he does.
He throws it really well.
Spencer needs this hit, wins the first game. So we tie game 1.
No ball.
I mean, they were absolutely brutal. I mean, they were.
We'll talk about this pattern in a second here.
Yeah. Lose game 3, 165, 197. Win game 4 by a pin. Win game 5 in a pretty big blowout, 238 to 192.
Running a business?
Here.
Try Planoly. Plan out your
New sponsor of the show, Planoly.
Yep, thank you very much.
New sponsor for the channels over there.
So this is just a bunch of shots from the last game here.
That's Barnes' kid there, right?
Yeah. So this is game 6 in a best of 5 match. Not something that you see very often.
No.
So at this point in time, they're up about 10 in the match. This is a spare 1-pin game.
3-3. That's trouble.
So that's back-to-back mismakeables for St. Francis. So now the anchor bowler needs a double and 9 to win. Now remember, he missed a single pin in the first game. And if he makes a single pin,
It's over.
It was over in 3. All right. Well, as we just wrapped up.
I got to say, he throws it pretty well. That guy on the bottom at St. Francis.
Yeah.
And he threw it really good for the win for both of those, or all three of those shots.
Yeah, hats off to him. I mean, he got up and threw it when he needed it, and they were absolutely brutal. I mean, you saw from the couple of shots that game, it seemed like they were super tight down lane, and when he got it in front of you, it just wanted to hook early.
And you're lofting it, so if you miss it up or down, that's even worse than missing it left or right sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, they were all over the place. They were very squirrely.
Well, I mean, what do you want? Like 2-1? Is that 2-1, 3-1? What are you?
Something like that. Yeah, somewhere between 2 and 3-1. Yeah.
And then as they're going down, they're just going to get even worse.
Yeah, with the amount of urethane that was thrown, I mean, the surface that's on the ball. I mean, the guys don't start to the right. I mean, they start left.
No, that is true.
So I mean, lots of surface, lots of urethane. I mean, they were just brutal.
I bet the righties are still playing 25 and 30, and the lefties are playing 10.
Yep.
Just like always.
Yep.
You don't see a lefty loft in the gutter cap.
No, there's not enough of them.
Exactly. And then we get in their transition or where they are because we're forced to start there.
Yeah, I mean, and then you get to the point where you're going like this or like this. I mean, however you want to look at it.
You're making a nice geometric figure.
Oh yeah. They were beautiful.
Welcome to college bowling.
That's right.
So now, 2 other big events going on in Vegas this week.
That is correct.
So which one do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the amateur event or do you want to start with the professional event?
I think let's start with trials.
All right.
Let's start with trials. I think trials is the event that everybody knows is going on this week. It's the big event, the first week of January, the first week of the year. It opens
the bowling year. It opens the bowling year on the calendar. It's
exactly
arguably the biggest amateur tournament in the year on the calendar.
Yes, I would agree.
So I have the roster.
The biggest opportunity for amateurs of the year.
Now I don't have a count of how many bowlers are in the field. It is sold out. I will tell you that it is sold out.
I believe the men is 175.
175. Yep, I'm looking at it now. 175 men and women. And the men is sold out. The women's is still open. There's still spots available. So, ladies, hop a flight to Vegas. Get in the warmth for a little bit and go bowl.
Yeah.
So, 175 guys are going to go to the field, going to the starting gate. Now, you are bowling with your brother. Is it 15 games of qualifying?
30.
Is it 3? There's no cut, so it's just 6?
There's no cut.
Total wood, right? I thought there was a cut in this tournament. I'm sorry.
Yep. There is no cut. It is 5 days, 6 games apiece, 30
total
games
pins.
total. Not total pins. So basically whatever place you finish on that day. So like day 1.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember this. Go ahead, explain it again.
They use a different point system. So so nobody can run away with it like on a really good day if they hit the short and they lead by 300 or they lead by 1. It doesn't matter. So one really good day doesn't matter. It can't help you. but one really bad day can kill you.
Yeah.
So it's about grinding and staying as high as you can, as opposed to just hitting them the one day that you have it.
Yeah, you don't want to just hit it and quit it, basically.
Right. Exactly.
So this is the true definition of a marathon.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So you're bowling 30 games. You're at the Gold Coast. It's a little bit of an older surface there. I haven't been there in a while, but I remember it being an older surface. And a lot of the guys that I've seen online this week and last week that are prepping for it, and there's one in particular down in Florida who's practicing all urethane and 2 big ASIMs.
Really?
So yeah, and a lot of the guys that have been practicing for trials have a lot of urethane in their bag.
Yeah, I am
not surprised.
No, I mean it's always been a big urethane tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've got a couple that I'm in the process of trying to decide what I'm going to bring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to bring somewhere around 8 or 9 balls total.
Yeah, balls total, not urethane.
I'm still waiting for the double cross to show up, the new radical urethane ball.
Mm-hmm.
Really looking forward to seeing that go down the lane. I've heard a rumor that it is as good as the Purple Hammer.
That's a rumor until you actually put holes in it.
Yes, and that's a statement, and the source is pretty valid.
We're not going to release the source, but
in Matt Russo, I'll release the source.
Oh, okay. You're going to let the cat out of the bag. Okay.
Yes. The cat out of the bag, Matt Russo, has told me it is as good as the Purple Hammer. And we all know that Matt has thrown the Purple Hammer quite a bit.
Yes.
I mean, from college to juniors to the professional tour. I mean, he's got a lot of success with that ball. And for someone like him to say it's as good as the Purple, it's a statement.
Yeah. Hey, let's give a little shout out here to a first timer here, Bill Plunkett. Bill, nice to have you with us tonight. We'll pop him up there, Justin. Welcome to the show, there, Bill. Hope
welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, and first timer. Go back and into our archives and check out season 1 of our show. You'll find some pretty good interviews there, Bill. So glad to have you with us.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, Justin. So it's 30 games. Now, this is where I always I confuse this tournament. So it's you're not the national amateur champion. You win team trials. It's a difference. But now, how many? There's X amount gets selected to Team USA, and then there's coaches selections and whatnot. So, in all honesty, so there's 175 guys going to the starting gate. How many spots are up for grabs on Team USA?
So, I believe. Now let me pull up the rules because
that's where it gets a little weird.
Yes, I know that for the junior team, there is 6 spots eligible currently.
Okay.
Okay, so here it says right here. So the 2022 Team USA will consist of at least 12 men and women from the 2022 Team USA Trials/US Amateur Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Only athletes 18 years or older as of January 8th, 2022 will be eligible to make Team USA. The top 4 eligible men and the top 4 eligible women finishers at the end, based on the ranking points, will earn automatic spots on the team, while 2 additional men and 2 additional women will be selected from the athletes that compete at trials by the National Selection Committee,
which
NSC,
is basically
whatever you want to call it.
That's all the coaches, basically.
Yep. The U.S. Amateur Champion will also earn a spot on Team USA. If the champion already has a spot, it will be awarded to the next highest qualifier based on ranking points. So the 5th person. Now,
okay.
Junior team this year, I believe, is like a team and a half because they selected 6 from U20 at Junior Gold, 6 from U18, and they're selecting 6 additional from trials.
So Brandon has a spot already. So Brandon won U18 last year at Junior Gold.
Yes, so it was the top 4 after qualifying and then the top 2 in the final standings.
So is Brandon automatically on again this year, or does he have to qualify this week or next week?
So Brandon qualified at Junior Gold for Team USA or for Junior Team 2022.
Okay, so he's already on Team USA.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Correct.
So let's...
The top 4 eligible boys and the top 4 eligible girls qualify for the junior team based on the rankings, and then 2 additional boys and 2 additional girls are selected by the committee.
Gotcha. So I'm taking a look here at the roster. I don't know if you have the roster up in front of you.
I do. Yes.
I got the guys roster up here. There's some heavy hitters. There's no doubt about it. Again, it is a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So if you had to give your pick for who you think is going to be the I'm going to call it the U.S. Amateur Champion, but that's what I always know this tournament as.
Okay.
Who do you think will be the 2022 U.S. Amateur Champion?
Well, I mean, you can't count out John Janowitz. I mean,
you read my mind.
You never can. I mean, he's one that's always there. Cameron Crowe made a huge statement 2 years ago when he made the adult team as a junior and then won the amateur title.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be looking at him. I mean, I'm going through this list. There's names.
There's a lot of names. There's a lot of firepower on this list.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple touring pros. Butters is on the list. See Butters on the roster.
Yep.
Marshall Kent's on there. Darren Tang. And then how do we go against the reigning or the newly crowned PBA Player of the Year? Forgot about Mr. Troop. Kyle Troop.
Well, you got to keep in mind there is a team trials champion and there's an amateur champion.
Yeah, so Kyle couldn't win the amateur championship because he's a professional.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. But you can win both. Just a pro can't win both.
Yeah. So he would be ineligible for it. I see Prather's on it. He's ineligible. Matt's on it. He's ineligible for it. It makes sense. If we're gonna give a pick, I can't bet against Janowitz in this tournament. He's been doing it for way too long. He knows how to get it done in this format.
Oh yeah.
You think of Team USA, you think of Grandpa first, right?
Right.
Do we think of Grandpa Barnes is the first guy that comes to mind? I think he told us he holds the record on the guys' side. Was it 18 times in Team USA?
Something like that, yeah.
Janowitz can't be far behind him.
No. Oh no.
He can't be far behind him. No. So I would look for JJ to put his footprint down again. And you know what's amazing too? If he does it, he made Team USA a couple years ago, I believe, right?
Who?
JJ.
Yeah.
He's almost 50. John's, I think, 47, 48. He's in his late 40s.
Yeah.
He's still competing against the kids. And he's running them over still.
Yeah.
Like, his age doesn't really play a factor.
No, it doesn't.
No. And we've talked about this. We'll both agree. Best amateur bowler in the world is John Janowitz, hands down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would absolutely agree with that.
Now, let's go to the ladies' side, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Now, the ladies' side is not sold out. But again, a lot of firepower on the ladies' side as well. And I hit the wrong button, and that brought me to the registration site. I don't want to register. So we look on this here, and don't know how many we have, but I have the one that I think could win the whole tournament.
Okay.
And I don't know if you want to give me yours to start, or you want to give mine to start.
Go ahead. I'm still looking over this list.
Well, it's hard to bet against Shannon.
Yes,
but I am.
Okay.
It's hard to bet against Shannon Plahowski.
I would agree.
But I am. Missy Parkin, same thing. We've talked to her before.
Go ahead.
We've had her on the show before. I am going to, if I had to place a wager on the women's champion, give me Jillian Martin.
Interesting. I don't disagree.
No. And I know that she's young, but look what she did against the women on the tour last year. I mean, she held her own times 100.
Yeah.
She throws it incredible. She has such a great game.
There was one that I just saw, and I'm still scrolling through this list. that I saw that also wouldn't surprise me. That I was gonna put some money on. We're talking amateur title. Mabel Cummings has made a run a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I know Brianna Clemmer has made a run up for a bunch of years, but I know she's not eligible. She's a pro now. Crystal Elliott is a big name for the amateur title. In my opinion. NCAA Bowler of the Year.
Julia Bond's another one.
Julia Bond is a pro, so she
really
can win the big one. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I apologize.
She has 2 or 3 regional titles, PWBA regional titles.
Gotcha.
You can't count out these college players because these college girls are competing, are learning from people they're bowling against in this field.
Yeah.
There's a couple of good ones.
And just looking at it really quick.
Amanda Najokas is another one.
Yep.
Annalise O'Brien, 2-time junior gold champ. Paige Peters was on the team last year. Katie Robb, collegiate singles champion.
How about Alexis Nair?
Exactly. I think Alexis is a pro.
She did turn pro?
Yeah, but either way, she's right there too.
And how about
the name I didn't see on this list?
I was just going to say that there's a couple on who did you think of?
Kelly Kulik.
That was the one I was thinking of too. And Liz Johnson.
Now, keep in mind, some of these girls can get selected without bowling.
Deandra's another one.
But has Deandra bowled?
I know she took some time off, but I think she's getting back into it a little bit.
Okay.
Liz Culkin's another one. Liz is on the list, not on the roster.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind they pick 6 spots, or they select 6 spots of people that don't bowl trials.
No Danielle. I don't see Danielle. Well, she's hurt. She has a bad foot.
Yes, Danielle is injured.
She is injured.
Because normally she would.
Correct. And I don't see Victoria on the list either.
Well, she already has a spot. She has a spot on the team. She was going to go bowl, but I think once Danielle decided that she couldn't bowl because
travel partner there.
Yep.
All right. So your pick is.
God, there's so many.
I know.
Is Shannon O'Keefe on this list?
Shannon O'Keefe is on the roster, correct.
It's hard to bet against her.
Yeah.
There's pros on this list. Missy Parkin, Lauren Pate, I'm seeing. But there's also, this is, I think, personally, is a lot harder.
I agree with you because...
But I'm going to be honest. The one that's got my eyes is Stephanie Zavala.
Okay, give us a little breakdown on her.
Stephanie Zavala, PWBA Rookie of the Year, won 3 times on tour this year, made a run at Player of the Year in her rookie season. Her and Jillian are about the only 2 girls on this list that can get in and shape it and still get their ball to go through the pins. Right?
Yeah, majority. Yeah, for better and worse. Yeah,
and I think when you're looking at, guys play the lanes all over the place. It doesn't matter. We all know, but the girls, they all play them in the same part of the lane for the most part.
Now, Justin, here's a question for you: do they mix the cross or no? What I mean is, let's say you have a pair of 6. Will you have 4 women and 2 guys on a pair, or is it the men bowl with the men, the women bowl with the women?
The men bowl their own squad.
Okay, so they're not going to combine them. Okay.
No, it's like an A squad and a B squad, men and women.
Gotcha. That would make it a little bit more interesting if you think of it that way with the breakdown.
Yes, it would. But when you look at how the women break the lanes down, they break them down very, very good for themselves.
They break them down the right way.
Exactly. Now, when the men start at 15 on the fresh,
see ya.
The women can start at 5 and really break them down. Now, when you're looking at girls that know how to hook it and get their balls to go through it against a field that we all know has a lower rev rate. We're being honest with ourselves. We all know that girls like to play a little bit straighter, which is there's nothing wrong with it. But the girls that can go in and shape it and get their balls to go through the pins have an advantage, in my opinion.
Yeah, Brianna Clemmer is another one. She gets a handful at the bottom of the swing.
Exactly. I think Stephanie Zavala is going to make a pretty good run at this tournament.
How about another one? I didn't see Jordan Richard on the list.
Yeah, I don't know.
You talking about a girl who can shape it. She can shape it with the best of them.
There's another one that from Florida that goes to Mount Mercy is Jenna Williams.
Okay.
She can shape it pretty good. I've seen her ball. She won Team Masters, I believe, a couple years ago. And if she didn't win, she was pretty close, or was pretty close. So
okay. Yeah, I agree with you though.
I think the girls is going to be a little bit harder for one of them to significantly win, because I think that, there's 5 or 10 of them that could win, and there's probably 20 of them that are college athletes that are right behind them. It's a pretty strong field, I think, in the women.
Yeah, and it's harder to pick the women because I don't think there's a lot of household names with the ladies. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
And it's not a knock to them, but what I'm saying is, like, you look at the guys' side, you got Janowitz, Troop, Buttriff, Marshall. You have 30 names everybody's familiar with. A lot of the women are collegiate bowlers, and they don't know who they are, unless you're in that age demographic or you're bowling college. There's so many you don't know.
I think there could be 2 girls. 2 of the 4 automatic picks, I think, could be college bowlers.
Absolutely.
I do not think the automatic picks are going to be college bowlers, or not the automatic picks, the selections from the committee. I don't think they'll be college bowlers for the adult team, but I do think that 2 of the 4 automatic spots could be college players.
I could see that. I agree with that one.
That's my opinion.
So that is the breakdown. That is our prediction for 2022 team trials.
Yeah. And
the last event going on in Vegas this week is the RPI, the Resident Pro, as it used to be called. So that's a little bit different than it used to be, I think. Because now you got they throw the PBA 50 guys in there, right? So top 8 from each region, based on the points, are selected. And are they bowling at South Point? Is that where they're bowling at South Point? Or the RPI guys bowling somewhere else?
They are.
All right. So we can break this down really quick if you want. So RPI, January 2nd to the 5th, with a top prize of $20,000 and a total prize fund of $100,000. All right. So you are bowling. Your format will be, I'm looking at it now, qualifying 8 games, all players, and then it looks like there's a cut. Oh, no, two qualifying rounds of 8 games, I'm sorry. So you qualify on January 3rd. January 4th is the second 8-game block, cut to the top 32. And then it's best of 5, best of 5, best of 3, until you get to the championship match. All right?
Okay.
So we'll start in our region. All right? Okay. And I'm going off the point list of what I see on PBA.com.
Okay. So now they take, and I have the numbers that they take out of each one. So we could almost create our own list here if we wanted to, because I know it says how many they take out of each, out of the point system, out of the RPI qualifiers, because they had a specific event to qualify for this event, the senior point leaders and the senior tournament qualifiers.
Okay, so do you want me to give you what I have so far?
Go right ahead.
All right, so let's look in the East.
Okay.
And I'm going to go from 8 to 1. We'll start on number 8, going up to the leader.
Okay.
Aaron Major, Ernie Lucas, Paul Smith, Ryan Gray. I'm going to say his name wrong.
Ryan Graywalks.
That's the guy.
Yep.
Brandon Runk. By the way, Brandon Runk's the lefty. He gets a handful.
Oh yeah. He's not
Alex
short.
Alex Cavagnaro, John Van Hees, and the heartthrob of many people, because he's an Adonis, is Anthony Pepe. He's the most in shape bowler I think I've ever met in my life.
He's pretty close.
Oh God, it's ridiculous. He's a gym rat. It's ridiculous, and he has a really good game too. So there's your 8 out of the East.
Okay.
Not too shabby.
No.
Now, if we're going to go to the senior side of this, now are we taking 8 as well?
4 off of the points.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Mitch Sachs, rookie.
Okay.
This guy's been doing it forever. Ray Edwards.
Yep.
One of my good friends here, and this guy does not get shortchanged at the bottom of the swing, the reigning senior rookie of the year, Troy Lint. And you know Troy Lint does not get cheated at the bottom of the swing.
No.
And ho-hum, the man who deserves to be in the PBA Hall of Fame,
Ryan Schaefer.
So Schaefer, Lint, Ray Edwards, Mitch Sachs. Those are your 4 senior representatives out of the East. And just really quick on Troy. You've seen him bowl before.
Yeah.
For a guy who's over 50, my God.
Yeah, he throws it really good.
Folks, Google or go to YouTube. There's a match. The last regional that Dad won in PA.
Let's see if I can find something.
Yeah, Troy was the runner-up, and there's the matches on YouTube of when Parker bowled Troy. If you want to see a senior player get all over it, watch that. Troy Lint gets all over it.
I do have it right now. I'm going to pull it up.
All right, so you pull that up, and I'm going to go into the Central region. All right.
Okay.
Central region top 8, starting from 8 going to number 1. Zach Tackett. Is that related to EJ? Is that his brother?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So Zach Tackett, Joe Bailey, Graham Fa, lefty, good bowler there. Used to be from Canada.
Yeah.
Mike Eden, Nick Crummel, Pat Dombrowski, Michael Schlabik, and J.R. Raymond are your RPI reps on the kids side.
Now, here's video of Troy.
Okay, let's pull up. Let's go to Troy Lint really quick and make that on the big screen here. And here's Troy Lint, and not the best shot to show our audience as he's pointing at the 1-3 on that one.
Yeah, not his best effort, but you can see kind of looks like Jason Couch a little bit.
Yeah, he has a monster arm swing too.
Yeah.
So let's look at the senior players out of the Central region.
Okay.
Eddie Graham.
Good player.
How is this guy number 3 in the Central region when he lives in Jackson, New Jersey? Can you explain that one to me?
So that guy.
He won the one with Watka. That was in the Central region, right?
The one in Ohio?
Didn't he win a doubles with Watka this year?
It was like January or February. It was really early in the year.
In that region, so he gets a win there.
I don't know if that was the Central region or not. Is Ohio Central region?
I believe it is.
Then
because Eddie Graham's from Ohio. Then if I'm looking on the list, there's a couple guys from Ohio. So yes.
Okay. So Dad won that event. Now in between the PBA 50 stops.
Oh, that's right. In the summer, right?
Regionals. Dad won 4 events in 10 days.
That's right. He went nuts in the summer there.
Yes, he won. He went PBA 50 stop, PBA 50 regional, PBA 50 stop, PBA 50 regional.
That's right. He changed his address to Ohio for like 3 or 4 days. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he whacked him. Okay, so that makes sense. So Parker's 2, Tom Adcock. Parker's 3, Tom Adcock is 2, and Eugene McCune is your number 1 point leader on the senior side for the RPI.
Yeah, Dad realized when he had a chance to make it, he made sure he got out to a couple of regionals so he could qualify for the event since he was going to be out there anyway.
Smart guy.
Yeah. No point in chasing in the East region when you're already right there in the Central.
Absolutely. And Ohio's not that far of a ride for us, so
no, because I know he bowled one in Missouri, and he was like 4 hours from me at school, and was like, "Yeah, if you want to come watch, you can come watch." And I had some things I had to do at school, and I was like, "Really? Where are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm I'm in Springfield. I'm like, oh, that's only 4 hours away.
I think that was recent. He told me, I think that was the regional. He made the finals. I think he said he finished 4th. And I think that was the one where he said in match play, there were 8 guys in the finals in match play, round robin. And up until game 6, nobody had bowled higher than 238 in the finals. All right.
Wow.
In game 7, he had 258 on the board. This is that.
Okay.
His opponent had 290 out. Finished the job, 290. 258 was the low game that game of all the finalists.
Wow.
So it went from nobody broke 230 to now 250 was the low game, and then they went right back to normal for game 8. Nice little contrast there, right?
Yeah, good run.
Yeah. So now let's go to the Northwest.
Okay. Now I think this is only 6.
Out of the Northwest?
Yep, 6 regular and 2 seniors.
So and
based
we
off
don't really
of points. Now there are people that qualify through the RPI tournament.
So we don't know. I don't know too many of the names on this list from the Northwest. Eddie Smith, Zach Stone, Craig Tucholsky, I know. Nick Bergaro, never heard of him. Chris Tucholsky, I guess that's a brother of Craig, and Darren Tang. And then if we go to the Northwest for the seniors, they're taking 2, right?
Yes.
Greg Thomas, he's been around forever, and Robert Brown, again, not too familiar with those guys. So that's your Northwest. Now, go to the Midwest region. Now we're going to take 8 out of the Midwest, right?
Yes.
John Scallo, Nick DeCero, Nathan Michalowski, Tim Curran, Russ Ovia, Kevin McCune, that's Eugene's son.
Yep.
Chris Hall and Nick Crummell. Some talent there.
Yep. Some Team USA experience as well.
Yes. And then we'll go to the seniors. Talking about guys that should be considered for the PBA Hall of Fame. Lenny Borsch, Tom Hess, your world champion.
Yep.
Tom Adcock and Eugene McCune. So McCune qualified in 2 regions.
And so did Tom Adcock.
So did Tom Adcock did not.
Yeah, he did. He was in the Central too.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, he was second.
Yes, he was. So I guess they have to make a little change there. I don't know how that's gonna work. Now let's go to
that I don't know.
Don't know how that works. Let's go to the South. Brian Hallahan, Kenny Ryan, local guy. Look at that.
Good player.
Carlos Grandanos, Colin Champion, Christian. I am the cryptocurrency king. Ascona. But Ryan Spinelli, welcome back, Sim. Dick Allen and Mike Coffey. Oh, you're 8 out of the South. That's so far. That's probably the strongest field.
Yeah,
or the strongest representation.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I agree with that.
Let's go down to the seniors. Stoney Baker. How about 1, 2, and 3 are all super seniors?
Really?
I will give you a chance here to guess 2 of the 3. The leader in the points, there's no way you're going to guess it. And it is not Walter Ray. Walter Ray is second.
Okay.
The leader in the points is from New York.
Chris Keene.
No, it is not Chris Keene. You will never guess this one.
Okay.
Try to guess who's third.
Super senior
from the South.
That region.
I'll give you a hint. He's a Hall of Famer.
Well, Norm's not a Hall of Famer. Or Norm's not a super senior.
Norm's not a super senior. And neither is Couch. Tom Baker.
Okay.
And are you ready for the leader?
Go ahead.
Glenn Allen Smith.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
I think he bowled the senior tour for a while.
He did. He's from New York.
Yes.
And I actually joke around. If you ever watch him bowl, his jersey, the back of his jersey, where his name shirt is,
Right.
It's Glenn Allen Smith, and it looks like a billboard for a law firm.
Yes,
That's exactly what it looks like. That's the guy.
I know exactly who you're talking about now. Yes.
That's the guy. All right, so we got one more. We have two more, actually. Let's go to the Southwest really quick. Southwest. Well, this may give the South a run for the money here, bud.
Really?
Ildemaro Ruiz.
Good player.
Very good player. Dio Bernard. Not too familiar with that guy.
Dio Bernard is a youth bowler, believe it or not.
Really?
He had made the top 16 at Junior Gold, I believe, when it was in Dallas.
Okay.
And I think he got his card after that.
All right.
And
well,
I think he's won a regional or two, made a pretty good run at a bunch of regionals. He was nominated for Rookie of the Year this year. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Dio Bernard, AJ Chapman, Dimitri Cruz, Bo Peterson, Sean Lavery Spar, Anthony Lavery Spar, and Sean Maldonado is your leader. And if you want to go just a hair lower, how about 9, 10, and 11? Packy, Stewie Williams, Brad Miller.
Wow.
That's some firepower there.
Yeah.
Now,
I would look at the standing sheets from some of the regionals from school, and a bunch of them, they'd be really strong fields.
Yeah. Senior side, Tony Lanning, Paul Fleming, Wichita. No, I'm sorry. Fleming did not go to Wichita.
No.
He went to, I think, West Texas he went to. Mike Bailey is your leader. And number 2, speaking of Wichita, who would number 2 in that region be, Justin?
Barnes,
correct. And our last region will go to the West.
Okay.
Matt Zywig. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Here's a guy. This guy has a phenomenal game. He's been doing it for a long time. David Haynes.
Yes, I would agree.
That man can hook it on a sheet of ice.
Yep.
Wesley Lowe, Jim Pratt. Jim Pratt's a no thumber, by the way.
Really?
Jim Pratt made one show in the mid 2000s.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my memory bank because I'm kind of good at this stuff.
Okay.
I want to say he made it at Woodland. I know that for a fact. He made it at Woodland. He lost to D'Entremont in the title match.
Okay.
I want to say it was the 2005 Uniroyal Classic. Pratt made the show throwing a plastic ball.
Wow.
He threw a Dino Thane, American flag, American Eagle spare ball on the TV show. He beat Wiseman in the opening match, and then D'Entremont ran him over. But he made the show with a plastic ball with no thumb.
You know, I think that, God, what is it? Brian Valenta bowled 300 at the Holiday Doubles, and I think he used a Dino Thane.
That's old school.
I think because it was red from the video, and Brandon asked if it was a red melee, and he said no. He said something about the Dino Thane rolling good from what I can remember.
They were good balls when they were out.
So he was talking about how the old school stuff rolled really good for him.
I'll give you another little bit of little knowledge here. First player ever on tour to throw a Dino Thane ball, the first staffer Dino Thane ever had, Wayne Webb.
Really?
Yeah. All right, so back to this. Landon Carnite, don't know who that is, Darren Tang, PJ Haggerty, and from Australia,
Sam Cooley.
Sam Cooley. And then our West senior players here. Steve Smith, Gerald Veritian, Ron Moore, and Dave Leverage. So that is your group that's going out there.
Yeah, and they're bowling one division. They're all bowling together.
They're all bowling
Seniors
together?
and regulars. Seniors and kids. Yes.
Okay. So they're bowling at South Point.
20 grand for first place, too.
They're bowling, 20 grand for first. They are going to bowl at South Point. They are cashing 40 spots. 40th is $1,000.
Not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. It does not say what they are bowling on, though.
I think Dad got
I
the
think
pattern.
they have their own. Go ahead.
They have it. I think Dad said it was 43 feet.
Yeah, I saw Van Hees was practicing on it. He posts some videos of himself. Now, I mean, I know you're not going to remember all the names that we just went through here, but give a pick. What do you think?
I gotta like the young guys in an event like this because
Yeah.
there aren't very many pros that they can. I don't want to say be afraid of because that's not the right word, but that kind of idea. I mean, Michael Coffey's been a good young player. Wesley Lowe's been a good young player. Kenny Ryan's been a good young player. I mean, guys like that. Anthony Pepe, guy that's bowled on tour, has a title on tour, made TV shows, has success in that building, won an event in that building.
So you just gave 5 names. 4 of them all have one thing in common.
They're all left-handed.
Correct. And we're not going back to lefty-righty debate, but if you're a bowler and you've bowled in the plaza at South Point, the left is a little bit better than the right is in that building.
Yes, it is.
It is, and that's kind of like how Reno used to be at the stadium. So I would say I would pick a lefty as well. I would.
Yeah. And I don't think the gutter's in play on the pattern that they're bowling on because I know that the gutter is really good in the plaza.
It's extremely good in the plaza.
Yes.
And just look at the Nationals when people bowl the USBCs. The guys that really ran them over were left-handed, and they threw urethane right off the corner.
Yep.
I kind of like Wesley Lowe.
Okay.
I kind of like Wesley Lowe. He's, I hate to say this, a two-hander, but he creates enough where he can, he can bank it from there. He's bowled a lot in that building. He has the experience. I kind of like Wesley Lowe making a run this week, but again, you can't count Pepe out because again, is there anybody smoother than Anthony Pepe at the bottom?
No.
I'm not saying
keep in mind, Ryan Simonelli, Dick Allen.
That is true.
Guys that have real tour experience, lots of it. I mean, even some of the senior guys, Walter Ray, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Eugene McCune, his ball hits pretty hard.
Oh my God! If the gutter's in play, just get out of his way.
Exactly. Lenny Borish, another guy.
How about a sleeper? How about our boy Troy Lint making a run this week?
I mean, Grandpa Barnes, another guy.
Grandpa Barnes. He actually
still bowls on tour.
He just bowled something with Ryan over the weekend in Texas.
Yes, I did see that.
They did pretty well. Grandpa Barnes still can compete on the national tour.
Yes. So there's a couple of players that can definitely make a run, and I'm excited to watch the finals of this tournament.
Now, how long are you out there for?
Competition's 5 days for us. We have practice on the 2nd. So we bowl the 2nd and then bowl the tournament the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
And then Dad bowls on the 3rd and the 4th is qualifying for him.
And then the 5th is the finals, yes.
Yeah, so it's a shorter format for the RPI.
Yeah, which I don't hate.
Now, is this the same thing like they did a couple of years ago where they had it like the winner of this was on the TV show or the winner of didn't they do that with the RPI a couple of years ago? They did it at the
but I think they had like the players of the year from each region bowl something. I don't know what their format was for a couple of years ago when it was in Vegas.
Yes.
It was in Vegas, the World Series. Yeah, I don't remember that format.
Okay, and now I know years past the winner of this used to get like an exemption to be on tour, and I know that we don't have the exempt field anymore. So besides the 20K, is there anything else that the PBA is awarding the winner of the RPI with or no?
Let me see.
Well, I mean, that's how it used to be, right? You used to get an exemption. If you even want to go further back, years and years ago, and I know this from when Riggles won it. When Riggles won the RPI, he got an exemption to bowl in the Firestone in the Tournament of Champions.
Okay.
So, but again, now with the rules, any regional champion can bowl the Tournament of Champions.
Right.
So I was wondering if there's anything extra that the PBA is awarding the winner of the RPI with.
It does not say anything extra.
Okay.
But it does say 20 grand for first, which is
a really good prize fund.
Yeah, which is nothing to fret about.
No, that's worth hopping the plane and going to Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So there you go, 3 monster events
that all either happened in Vegas or are happening in Vegas.
Or I mean, if you're a bowler, this is the place to be for the next couple weeks. Next on the calendar after that, I believe the Masters is in March. Yep. That will be the next big gathering. That's in Las Vegas as well, I believe, right?
Yeah.
That's at South Point again?
I think that's at Gold Coast.
Okay.
I think that has been at Gold Coast. I can find that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up. The World Series is obviously coming up. So if you're a bowler and you want to get out there, this is the time to get out there. Like I said, I'm looking at the schedule right now. So just looking at it really quick here, bud. Now they're doing the Players Championship. Now this is where I'm going to ask you, was you know this stuff better than I do. When they say the TV show for the Players Championship, okay, is that what they did last year, where they had the qualifiers in every region, and then the winner of that went out?
I think so. Yes.
Well, we'll break that down. Well, that was a good show we did last year with everything.
Yep,
that's back. Then the finals of the Players is January 29th. Then you have the National Championship Finals, PBA Senior and Junior Doubles. And then going right into the first week of February is the U.S. Open.
Yeah, it's a loaded couple of weeks for the PBA.
Yeah, it is. And then the Tournament Champions in February. There's a lot of stuff going on. The World Series is there. So this is it. It is a good time to be a bowling fan, man. And we have a lot of stuff to break down. We got a lot of stuff to talk about in the new year. This will be our last show of 2021.
That is correct. So
do you have anything? Well, wait, hold on, man. We're not done yet. We can go for another 4 minutes.
Go ahead.
Do you have anything that stands out in your mind from our second year together? I want to say it was a full year. It's more like a half a year, but this is the second year we've been doing this.
Yeah. There was. God, let me think here. I do think the new logo was pretty cool.
The new logo was pretty cool.
If I'm being honest, it is pretty cool. I do like how all of the new episodes are on Spotify, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you're a Spotify or Apple Podcast listener, go check it out because they're all there.
We've made some behind the scenes changes this year, and we had with scheduling, with you going out to school, it's a little bit harder for us to get on, but we're making an effort to do it, and we're still doing it every Wednesday. Moving forward.
Go ahead.
No, just say with your schedule, we'll find out what your schedule is for the next semester, but tentatively we'll still be on Wednesdays at 8 Eastern.
Yes.
And like I said, next month we have the big show, the Hall of Fame special we're going to do. If the league is back next year, if the PBA league is back next year, that's our that's the Cadillac of shows right there.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
The one thing we are going to do, Justin, we have to have Johnny P on with us.
Yes, we will have Johnny on soon, no doubt.
And I want to give you a quick Johnny one really quick.
Okay.
So you weren't at the bowling center Monday. We had our little holiday party after league and whatnot. We were hanging out in the bar, eating and whatnot. Right. So Johnny was telling stories to me like he always does in Johnny Holds Court. So he told me about a tournament called the Newsday.
Okay.
And it started back in the 40s. It was in Long Island, and it was sponsored by the New York Newsday, the newspaper in Long Island.
Okay.
So just imagine this. The qualifying was 14 games. You bowled 2 blocks of 7 games. Okay. Then they cut. You bowled 64 games of match play. Total pins was the winner. Johnny won this tournament 4 times. He finished second 5 times.
Wow.
So just think, you bowling a tournament, and it lasted all week. So he would say qualifying was on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Make your cut, and you bowled match play all week long, 80 games to get to the finish line. 80 games. And it brought people, Johnny said it was 515 entries sold out every year in Long Island. It moved centers every year. And it was something that it would never work today. That tournament would never draw today.
Because of the amount of games?
I think because of the amount of games. And honestly, those guys back in the 70s, when Johnny was in his heyday, right?
Right.
They didn't care. There's a lot of egos now, right? Well, what are we bowling on? Or if the left is better or the right is better, or that building's better than the left. They didn't care back then. It was, here's the shot, you're bowling on it, End of story. Like, nobody cared. And I think the bowler is different in this generation than it was in Johnny's day.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then, he had this booklet he was showing us, right? All pictures of finalists and whatnot. If you made the finals, you all wore a uniform. They gave you a shirt, pair of slacks. You wore the same thing. Everybody wore the same thing. You bowled, let's just say 8 games of match play, right?
Right.
You go to the paddock, you hang up your uniform, and they did the dry cleaning for you overnight. You came back, you had a fresh outfit in the morning. They did your laundry for you. They had a full.
That's cool.
Oh, it was phenomenal. And it was funny. It's funny. So in the Facebook group, the memorabilia group that I run on Facebook,
right,
I posted about, BSing with Johnny the other night about it. And I got a phone call last night from a guy who was a guest on our show, actually.
Okay.
He was the last winner of this tournament.
Really?
Rudy Revs.
Wow.
And we were BSing last night, and I said to Rudy, like, well, why did it stop? And he gave the exact same answer Johnny gave. You know how they used to have the rule about the distance between tournaments, like on tour?
No.
If so, there's a rule. I don't know if it's still there, but you can ask Dad about it.
I know what you're talking about. There can't be a tournament within X amount of miles of a tour event. Yes.
That's the one, correct. So it used to be 150 miles. Okay. So guys would come to New York when the tour, like the summer or the winter tour, was over, and they would bowl in the Newsday. They would get 500 entries.
Right.
And from what Johnny and Rudy were both saying, that there would be a regional, let's just say a Carolier, right? Well, Carolier may be 94 miles from Garden City Bowl in Long Island. Can't bowl. If you bowl, you lose your card. So the PBA just kind of like put their foot down and just said, no, you can't bowl. And that's where that rule came in. And I think it was 1992 was the last time this tournament happened. But just think of that. 80 games over 7 days, 500 entries from all over the country.
Wow.
So we need to get Johnny on, let him talk about that and whatnot. But we went over the hour mark.
Yes, we did.
So I will wish you the very best of luck. I'm sure I'll talk to you, but the best of luck out at trials.
Well, thank you.
Go to In-N-Out Burger for me if you have a chance.
I will do my best. No promises.
Or there is a Steak and Shake at the South Point. I don't know if you're going to be at. Are you staying at the South Point?
We're staying at Gold Coast, but we'll definitely be at South Point because Dad bowls there.
Yep. So there is a Steak and Shake there. Go grab yourself a milkshake.
Absolutely. They have a very good smoothie place at South Point.
Right yes, they do. They do.
Right by the check-in desk.
If you right when you come in. Point, right by the valet parking. Entrance.
Island Touch is my favorite, my personal favorite. Had about 5 of them last week.
No, it's a phenomenal smoothie place there.
Yes.
But I wish you and Brandon and the old man the best of luck with safe travels as always. I'm sure I'll talk to you guys before you leave.
Absolutely.
But we will return in 2 weeks when you are back from Las Vegas.
Yes.
We will break down trials. We will break down the RPI. And then we are going to get scheduled with our Hall of Fame show with Jeff Riggles. And we'll have at it, bud. So the happiest of New Year's to you, my dear friend.
Yes, we wish all of our viewers, all of our listeners, a very happy New Year. And we hope that you stay with us for year number 3 of the Bone and Dono Zone.
Yep. And don't forget buddiesproshop.com, Zone 5.
Zone 5 off.
Zone
Save 5% off your next order.
Time. Yep.
All the time.
Check them out. And if you're bowling around this time on New Year's Day or whatnot, everybody bowl well. And we will talk to you guys in 2 weeks.
All righty, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure and go hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube so you never miss an update. Facebook, Instagram, at Bone and Dono Zone. You guys all know what's going on. And go hit that follow button. Go support your local bowling centers. Go bowl a tournament this weekend. Go bowl something. Go support bowling because it's a great thing to support.
It is.
But as for now, I'm Justin Bowe, my partner Mike Val. Bone and Dono Zone, always on the lanes, off the charts, and off the mic. We'll see you next time.